In this part of electron microscopy, we will study TEM, that is transmission electron microscope, its components, about its working, sample preparation, and then finally its advantages and disadvantages. Components of TEM. First of all, this is the electron gun which will produce the electrons, and it is having a filament of tungsten. Then we require 3 set of electromagnetic lenses. This is condenser lenses, objective lenses, and projector lenses. And these electromagnetic lenses appear like this in the microscope. And then finally we require the fluorescent screen which is attached to the computer or the control unit. So now we will study it in detail. So starting from the electron gun. Electron gun is made up of a V-shaped tungsten filament. And when this tungsten filament is heated at very high voltage, approximately in case of TEM we use 80 to 300 kilovolts. So when it is heated, then it generates the electron, a beam of electrons. Then very important requirement will be here, that is this system is evacuated or a vacuum is created. This is the entire chamber and air is removed from it and vacuum is created. So why we create this vacuum? Because the electrons which are generated from here, they can collide with each other, and moreover they can go in different directions and will not give the better resolution of the image. And thirdly, they can destroy the tungsten filament. So a vacuum is created for the better working of the microscope. Now this beam of electron is coming from the electron gun, and then it is striking with the specimen which is kept inside the specimen chamber. So here the specimen, how it is prepared, how it is loaded. So for this we are having a very special procedure for this. So first of all, the specimen is fixed in a chemical that is glutaraldehyde. Then after moving from the glutaraldehyde and washing with the buffers, we fix it, or we go for secondary fixation in another chemical, that is osmium tetroxide. Then the specimen is dehydrated in an alcohol series successfully, passing from 50%, 70, 80, 90, and then finally the absolute alcohol. Then in the next step, infiltration of the specimen with transitional solvent, and here we use the propylene oxide. Alcohol is replaced by the propylene oxide because the resin is which we are going to use in the next step, that is not immiscible with the alcohol, so we use the propylene oxide. Then infiltration with epoxy resin, that is called embedding. Now the specimen is kept inside a resin. The resin is epoxy resin. Then after embedding, we trim the blocks of the resin and go for ultramicrotomy, that is the section cutting, and very ultra thin sections are required to visualize under the microscope. And finally we go for staining, and which is done with the help of uranyl acetate, which is followed by the lead citrate. Then the specimens are kept on over a special grid which are made up of nickel and copper, and then they are kept inside the specimen chamber, and then the electrons will strike on it. So now electrons which are coming from the tungsten filament, they will strike with the specimen. Now when the specimens are striking with the specimen, then the electrons show different type of behaviors. But here we will focus only on the electron which pass through the specimen, which are called your transmitted electrons. That's why we call it transmission electron microscope, because here we are using only the transmitted electrons, which contains all the information about the specimen, ultrastructure of the specimen. And then this beam which is passing from the specimen with the help of the condenser lenses, now they will pass or collected by the objective lenses, and an initial image is formed inside the body tube. But we cannot see this image, so this image is magnified with another set of lenses that is called the projector lenses, and then the final image is formed on the fluorescent screen or the photographic film, and then this is further attached to the computers, and we can visualize the two-dimensional image on the transmitted electron microscope. Let us revise what are the events. So first of all, a very high voltage is given to the electron gun, specifically to the tungsten filament, which is B-shaped, and then the electron beam is produced. Then we are using electromagnetic lenses, the first type, that is called your condenser lenses. अब ये कंडेंसर लेंसेज क्या करेंगे, इस इलेक्ट्रॉन बीम को कंडेंस करेंगे, एक निडल प्रोब बना देंगे, और कहाँ से पास करवाएंगे इसको, स्पेसिमेन के ऊपर से। स्पेसिमेन के लिए हमने पढ़ा कि उसके लिए एक स्पेशल प्रोसीजर आपको फॉलो करना पड़ता है, उसको प्राइमरीली फिक्स करना पड़ता है ग्लूटाल्डिहाइड में, फिर उसको हम सेकेंडरी फिक्सेशन के लिए रखते हैं ऑस्मियम टेट्राऑक्साइड के, फिर अल्कोहल सीरीज़ में डिहाइड्रेट करेंगे, फिर दूसरे लिक्विड के अंदर उसको इन्फिल्ट्रेट करेंगे, फिर उसको रेजिन में एम्बेड करेंगे, फिर उसकी सेक्शन कटिंग करेंगे, फिर उसको स्टेन करेंगे, और उसके बाद उसको एक स्पेशल ग्रिड के ऊपर रख के स्पेसिमेन चैम्बर में रखेंगे, तब ये इलेक्ट्रॉन जो होते हैं उस स्पेसिमेन के ऊपर स्ट्राइक करेंगे। फिर हमने क्या देखा कि जो स्पेसिमेन यहाँ पे स्ट्राइक करते हैं तो वो डिफरेंट बिहेवियर शो करते हैं, कोई सेकेंडरी इलेक्ट्रॉन को बैक हो जाते हैं, कोई एक्सरे बन जाती हैं, कोई ऑगर बनते हैं, लेकिन हमारे लिए यहाँ पे जो इलेक्ट्रॉन स्पेसिमेन में से पास करके दूसरी तरफ निकल आते हैं, जिनको हम बोलते हैं यहाँ पे ट्रांसमिटेड इलेक्ट्रॉन, वो हमारे लिए इम्पॉर्टेंट है। तो ये जो ट्रांसमिटेड इलेक्ट्रॉन होंगे, ये जितने थिन, अल्ट्रा थिन स्पेसिमेन में से पास करेंगे तो उनके अंदर वो उस स्पेसिमेन की जो जितनी भी क्वालिटीज़ होंगी, इंफॉर्मेशन होगी, उसको लेके इलेक्ट्रॉन्स निकलेंगे, एंड देन दे आर पिक्ड बाय द सेकंड टाइप ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक लेंसेज विच वी कॉल द ऑब्जेक्टिव लेंसेज, एंड देन दे विल फॉर्म an initial image inside the microscope, inside the body tube. लेकिन इस इमेज को हम देख नहीं पाते, तो we use the third type of lenses that is called the projector lenses. Then projector lenses magnify that image and project it on a screen. So that is the photographic film, or you can call it the fluorescent screen. तो इस तरीके से आपका जो ट्रांसमिटिंग इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोप है ये आपका काम करता है। एडवांटेजेस ऑफ टैम, फर्स्ट वन इज इट गिव्स हाई रेजोल्यूशन एंड मैग्निफिकेशन, सो इट इज़ यूज्ड इन द सेल बायोलॉजी फॉर द स्टडी ऑफ बायोलॉजिकल अल्ट्रा स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ सेल ऑर्गेनेलीज। Then it gives two-dimensional image with high quality. Third is it is helpful in the study of viruses and microorganisms for their ultrastructure details. TEM has wide range of applications, so it is used in the different scientific, industrial and educational fields. Then some disadvantages. First is we cannot see a living organism under the TEM. So always fixed or the dead organisms can be viewed only. Then second is it produces black and white images only. It cannot give the colored images. Then it is very expensive and the procedure is also very complex and complicated and time consuming also. Then microscope is large in size, so we cannot transport it everywhere or it is not available everywhere. Then images can only be seen on the fluorescent screen, not with the naked eyes, on the fluorescent screen, not with the naked eye directly. Now as the electron gun is used, electrons are used here for better resolution, but there is always a risk of leakage of radiations and that can be dreadful. And finally, the sample preparation procedure is very laborious and time consuming. So these are some of the drawbacks.